So just doubling down on the partnership piece of things, one bit of advice that I often give venture-backed firms is that it's a lot easier to work with a systems integrator than work directly with a government customer. You all have figured it out how to work with government customers directly, whether it's through SOCOM or through other mechanisms. What are your thoughts with regards to potentially partnering with a systems integrator, at least as a scaling partner, or being able to leverage some of the existing contract vehicles that they have that could get you to revenue flowing opportunity? Did you want to?
Sure. Um, for us, it's all about the requirement, right? Nothing gets purchased for the Defense Department without a requirement that's articulated, and a requirement is really just a list of specifications. But if we have a great idea, like let's code a tank, but if the government who's purchasing the tanks has not put signature management, which is the technical term we talked about, in the requirements list, then General Dynamics is not going to spend any money on it. They might if you find a program manager inside an OEM that is just forward thinking. He's like, well, I want to develop the thing for 10 years from now, and I'm going to help you with the ground game within the requirements development process. But for us, that's been the biggest hurdle for us is if you don't have a requirement for your technology across the board, then OEMs or systems integrators aren't going to spend the money on it. And to that point, we're the prime in almost every contract we have because of that. Because we've created the requirement, much like the congressional ground game, you have to do a requirements development ground game on a disruptive technology.
Paul?
Yeah, I mean, we're normally the prime as well. And I think in the UK, the UK Ministry of Defence recognise that you have to engage with AI companies early. So we have an enterprise agreement with Defence, which means any part of Defence in the UK can purchase our capability with just a purchase order, and trying to bypass that procurement process. And that works really well. I mean, we actually have better ins than a lot of the defence primes because we have a kind of an agreement which has a lot more flexibility than traditional defence primes. But we do work with, like I say, not traditional system integrators, but the Googles and Microsofts, and they definitely help smooth the path. They do give you a bit of credibility. So we're doing a partnership with Google around kind of our lessons identified capability, which allows the UK defence to learn faster. Everything that's happening in Ukraine is showing that you can't learn the old way, which is at the end of a tour, you write up things you learnt on your, from your tour. You've got to learn it in real time, and that's what part of our capability can do. But that would, we're doing it in partnership with Google, and that gives us a huger reach and credibility. Even though we haven't used any of their tech, it gives you reach and credibility when you're going into, like next week, like say, going to speak to NATO. You say, well, actually, our scale partner is Google. That helps. And we also have partnerships with the big four consulting firms as well. If you do need boots on the ground, a lot of AI is great, but you also need someone to sit down with people who are going to use it and help them. So I think partnerships is really, really important for us, absolutely, as a small company. But it's often we help them and take opportunities to them. I think that's the thing. If you go to some of the big tech firms or the big systems integrators saying, could you sell our kit for us? It's like join the queue. If you go to them saying, well, actually, we've got this big contract, we've landed it, we now need to expand it across 260,000 users, can you help us? They take a bit more note. That's my experience anyway, definitely. So I think find your contracts first and then find the partner that matches.
Yeah, I guess I need to add to my statement about the difficulty of it, because to the point there, we've had a lot of work with OEMs that we brought either the money or the concept from a program manager inside the government, and they said, well, go work with this OEM specifically, and kind of been partnered up by the name of the PM.
Yeah, that helps out quite a bit. Thank you both for that. Again, it's transactional, right? If you're walking in the door with a piece of business already, you're going to be taken a lot more seriously, right? Because there's really no incentive structure for a General Dynamics or Northrop Grumman to take your thing, right? Widget, flux capacitor, whatever you want to call it, and put a markup on it and sell it, right? But if you can come to them with business, they're more than happy to go ahead and actually entertain that conversation.